Welcome back. I'm Dan,
I'm Ryan.
and this is Bourbon Sauced. We've got another Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. This week, we're doing Elijah Craig 18 year. Ryan, why don't you go ahead and do us the honors of opening it since I'm on the road and you're home and you've got the bottle. Very nice. Sadly, I'm doing it out of Aged and Orr product, so I get no cork pop, just a unscrew top.
That's the only sad thing about it, because that Aged Nord travel kit is pretty awesome.
Yeah, so I'll pour myself some as you do you, boo boo. Gave myself a nice little 3 ounce pour here.
Nice.
I do love these because I can write what's on it when I take it on these little trips. And hopefully on my next deployment, it's going to be an area where I don't have to worry about it and I can bring the alcohol with me. So that'll be sweet.
Yes, sir. Oh, did you bring your board?
I didn't bring my board, but I can write on a piece of notepad that I have in front of me. So
Because I left my board across the room.
that's okay. We'll get into that here in a second. But this one is a Heaven Hill product, as everybody knows.
Mm-hmm.
You picked this one up where?
Ernie's in Corbin, Kentucky. Ernie's liquor store.
So this is
So,
another great Ernie's find.
mm-hmm.
Uh,
We've found quite a bit out of Ernie's.
yeah, we've been very lucky. And I should say, because of Ernie's being there on your way home, it's kind of like convenient to stop. But
It is. And I mean, there's three other liquor stores in Corbin, but Ernie's so far has been the most fruitful, I would say. It's got a
speaking of fruit,
very, very nice color. It right
I
off
get
the nose, if I'm being honest, it almost kind of reminds me uh kind of like smelling a gin. That dry note.
okay.
I get a little bit like sometimes you can just smell and you're like you get I don't even know how to describe it, but you get like a little bit of a dry smell, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, I get it. Like kind of how I get where gin, it is different, but I get like an
Yeah,
apple, vanilla,
I
kind
get a
of like
little
a
brown sugar. It's kind of like a
dessert.
yeah, almost like an apple pie. Oh, it kind of does remind me a little bit of like apple pie shine.
Yeah, there you go. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Very oak forward for that first sip.
Yeah.
Um,
Kind of dries the tongue a little bit quick.
yeah, I kind of anticipated that with it being an 18 year and having a higher oak taste to it, but
Yeah.
it's got like
Yeah, it's definitely a dry oak immediately.
it's
Um,
got more of like a peppery rye note in there.
like a almost like peppercorn spice.
Yeah, kind of like that. Um,
Yeah.
hmm.
It does have and that spice hangs around on the back end.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go in for a
It's
second one here.
yeah, it's definitely drying the palate a little bit quickly. Like Adrian said last night when I was on TikTok, you got to chew it a little bit.
Yeah, chew through that wood like a
No.
beaver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely get it because it's like, drying out the cheeks.
Yep.
What was the proof on this one?
Um, 45%, so 90 proof.
That's interesting. Only for a 90 proof, and I think this MSRP'd at like 150.
Yeah, and I think it was right around 160, 170, something like that. It wasn't too much of a price above.
I definitely get a lot of corn and oak on this one.
A lot of
Um,
lot of oak, um, very
it's
very dry for me.
hmm It reminds me of like corn on the cob that's been freshly buttered with pepper on it.
Like as it as the spice kind of goes away and the oakiness goes away, and it kind of because it still hangs around, but as the flavors kind of start to dissipate, it kind of reminds me of like tea in a way, like hot tea.
Like a
You
black
get
tea.
yeah, kind of like with hot tea, you get certain flavors and aromas, right? But as that
Hmm
tea starts to cool, different flavors come forward. So it's almost like as that spice starts to dissipate, other flavors start coming out, and then I can get a little bit of the vanilla. I get a little more of that caramel apple pie kind, but it's not super forward. So it's more the peppercorn and the rye with the spice kind of holds it all till everything starts to kind of dissipate.
Yeah, I got like an apple note, like a Granny Smith green apple type, like where because it's a little bit like
Mm-hmm.
a bitter,
Yeah.
not so sweet. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but it's good.
I yeah. I'm enjoying it. It's definitely. I don't know what the mash bill is on this one, but it's definitely seems like it's a higher rye.
I think this one last I checked was 78 corn, 10 rye, and 12 malted barley. So
I,
shockingly, it's
I can
not super high
definitely
rye.
I can definitely get the malted barley.
But I think
And
because of it
and
being 18 years in a oak barrel is why you kind of get that. It's like spicier.
yeah,
That's the only thing I can think of. But
yeah, I can definitely understand though the with the malted barley the sweeter notes that we're getting,
yeah,
but the
um,
rye is definitely forward of it all.
you gonna toss a cube in yours or no?
Yeah, I think this one has enough
Enough.
enough oomph at an 18 year. See, and that's one thing that I've noticed too. The older bourbons that are at 90 proof seem to handle the cube or the water, as
Hmm
opposed to the younger ones. They don't handle it as well. So yeah, let me grab a cube. Are you
Okay.
put? Wow, the cube seems to definitely make the caramel pop.
Yeah. See, I get more vanilla now.
I definitely get vanilla, and I definitely get caramel. The oakiness, I don't get at all.
I get.
Not on the smell, and I don't get that dry smell.
Yeah, I think it kills the oak a little bit,
Yeah,
but it smells. It's even though it's small, low rye, I still get a peppery scent.
gotta blow that sand out your nostrils.
Yeah, especially out here. Christ, they got the moon dust out here too. Oh, I'm rocking. You're rocking a bourbon sauce shirt, and I'm rocking the.
Ooh, I like it. Yeah, I'm rocking the raglan. You know,
Yeah, I got the patriotic bourbon sauce hoodie.
I should have been riding on your season tickets tonight, but you know, instead I'm here with you.
Well, it's all good. Well, let's get into this.
Cheers.
Cheers. Well, it's colder.
Um, Wet wood.
Yeah, yeah. Like I was gonna say, like hmm, it's gonna sound awful,
It's
but like a moldy, moldy wood. Not even like
uh
it.
you know what it see, you said mold, right? And what it made me think of was kind of like a scotch and peat moss.
Hmm. Okay, I get that
Mm-hmm.
for sure. I get that.
Yeah.
Like a mossy,
Yep.
oaky. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It definitely changes it to be where I would not recommend it on an ice cube.
Nope. I wouldn't. Um it's drinkable. It definitely
Yeah,
takes the burn on the back end almost completely gone. You get just a faint spice on the taste. Um, doesn't dry the palate out, that's for sure, with the cube. Um,
it's not as bad anyway. I get more like a creme brulee, like that burnt caramel note with the cubes, and I didn't really get it when it was neat.
mm-hmm.
The
I
finish is faster, but the burn lasts.
see, for me, like the finish is fast, the burn is gone.
Mm, yeah, like it gives a decent hug. Hmm.
Compared to where it was to now, like it goes from hug to like some Yankee patting you on the back.
Like a high five.
Yeah. High five. High five over here.
It's very interesting how that changes it by adding the cube.
It definitely, I mean, reminds me on a cube of a scotch. Like, I don't know how else to describe it to me.
Yeah, it is like a single malt,
Yeah,
like
it's very
a
peaty.
Jameson almost Jameson-esque versus a Scotch, like a Scotch whiskey or a Irish whiskey.
I wouldn't even put this would be yeah. This is more that single malt Scotchish. Um,
Yeah, like go
just for
grab
me,
10th Mountain and smell the 10th Mountain single malt.
I was actually about to say smell wise, that kind of reminds me of 10th Mountain.
Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
interesting though.
Yeah, I don't even really know how to go about this one for the cube. If I'm being honest.
For me, it didn't change it that drastically. So it is what it's gonna be. Um, People are probably gonna be pissed at my ranking on this,
All
but
right.
let's get into these numbers, huh?
Yeah.
So, what do you got on neat for smell?
7.
Okay, I went with the 6.
Okay. Taste.
I did a 5.
I'm at a 6.
Drinkability,
6.5.
I gave it a flat 6.
Price.
I did a 5.
Did 6.
And then share?
Yes.
Yeah, I said share. Why not? And then your overall.
6.
Yeah, mine was 5.5 because I had that one, I had
Yeah.
6.5, 6.5, so I was kind of bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, because I did 7, 6, 6, 5, 6, and then overall 6. What do you got for smell on the ice?
It dropped down a little bit to a 5.
I gave mine a 6.5
Okay.
because it
Taste?
brought out sweeter notes on the smell. Taste, I gave it a 5.
Yeah, I stuck around at a 5. It really didn't do too much taste wise to make
Yeah.
it like good or worse, but
Yeah. Drinkability, I dropped to a 6.
I dropped it to a 5 because I don't, if I'm gonna have cold whiskey or bourbon, I want it in a drink. I don't want to just,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? And then we obviously share. Still?
Yes.
Yeah. And then overall,
Overall, mine was a 5.5.
yeah, I dropped from a 5.5 to a 5 because it was all fives straight down. Thank God I didn't go
Yes.
sixes on this one.
Well, yeah, but 4 6s, you'd have been okay.
I know, but it would have been 666, and you're like,
No, because the number didn't stop, so you had 4 6s.
yeah. And technically, if it was all sixes, you'd have five sixes.
True, this is true. So yeah, overall, not a bad bourbon.
No,
It's
for what you're paying,
for Elijah Craig. It is a much drier bourbon than I'm used to with Elijah Craig, and I will say going into this, having drank a lot of Elijah Craig stuff, everything from their toasted to single barrel to small batch, which I think are pretty good bourbons.
yeah,
Um, this compared to their other stuff is, I would say, is a mild disappointment to me.
yes,
Yeah.
I agree. I would rather have their toasted or single barrel or like a store select
Yes.
than this one, especially for the
Yes.
price. For the
Yes.
price that you pay, anywhere from 150 to $200 or wherever you're at in your market, it is disappointing. For an 18 year, I think that Knob Creek 18 is better than this.
By far,
I think Calumet 16 is even better than this.
I would agree.
And I mean, that's what I'm saying. There's far better ones that you can go for, bang for buck.
Yep.
But, we had to give it a shot, just like everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And we came out disappointed, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
we'd still share it.
I mean, yeah, it's not something that if you can find it at MSRP or at a good price and you got the money, in my opinion, it's worth having on your shelf
Yeah.
for a once in a while sipper and to break out for friends every now and then. But this is, I would say, this misses the mark um, at any price to be a regular sipper.
Yeah, for sure. But, Heaven Hill does produce a lot of different things that are pretty solid. This 18 year, though, is kind of
Yeah.
it's just a disappointment, sadly.
Yep. Unfortunate.
But that was our review of Elijah Craig 18 year from the 2023 era. And make sure you like, subscribe, share with your friends, make some comments down below.
Whether they're
Make sure
good
you
or bad comments,
go
make them.
visit our TikTok where Ryan normally goes live for us. He runs that live because I'm on the road a lot.
And he likes to play on Instagram.
I like to play on Instagram. It's kind of my jam. If you guys want more of this content, let us know. If you want something different, let us know. Hopefully, you do like what we're doing here.
And FYI, fall is just around the corner, so you might want to go snag one of them sick hoodies. I'm just saying.
Pretty
Just
nice.
saying.
They're extra toasty. Until next time, enjoy your favorite drink. Hopefully it's bourbon. Get sauced. Cheers.
Cheers.